I remember the last time when I was in a setting like this, I was in a Toastmaster meeting in Hanoi around 7 years ago. And I was not standing here, but I was sitting in the audience and looking on stage at people speaking, and people were doing table topics. And I remember I was so nervous. I was afraid of being called out onto stage. And I remember thinking to myself, please don't call me. Just don't, because after this I will go home, I will practice, and then I'll be perfect, and then I come back on stage and no one's gonna see this trembling, stuttering version of me that is speaking right now. But then I left. I didn't go down to practice at all during those 8 years. And so as I think about this event, I kind of, what struck me was that why was it that I was so afraid to put myself out there? Why was it that I care so much about what other people would think of me? And I think it's only natural that we care about what other people think of me, because according to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, okay, once you have fulfilled your basic needs, which are physiological and safety needs, then you will reach a higher level of need where you will need to, where you will feel, where it's only natural for you to, need this kind of sense of belonging and to be accepted and loved by other people. But there's a catch in here, because if you keep chasing other people's approval and opinions, then you will eventually exhaust yourself, because each person is going to have a different opinion of you. And so after a lot of experience, I remember I've always had this problem struggling with this insecurity that I'm not good enough, that I need to be better. I think it's even started since I was in kindergarten. I was 3 years old, and I remember I was labeled as a shy kid when I was 3 years old by my parents. When they first brought me to kindergarten, I was so afraid, a lot of children playing around, didn't know what to do. And so I was labeled as a shy kid, and from the concerned look on my parents' face, I kind of got this feeling that being shy was something not acceptable. And so I was so afraid of being called out, and I think that's what's going through my mind on that day at that Toastmasters meeting. I was really afraid of being found out. I was this shy and nervous person. And so it took me a long time to finally come around and accept myself the way I am, because the first person that you need to accept and love is yourself. Because there's this quote by Eleanor Roosevelt in which she said, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. And I was letting other people dictate how I would feel instead of taking control of my emotions. And so in order for me to grow and become a better person, I need to first focus on myself and accept myself just the way I am. And so that brings me to my next point, which is that in order to grow, you need you don't just wake up one day and then just feel like, oh, I love myself so much. It's a process that you need to go through. And so there is this quote that sums up this point, which is by John Maxwell in his book 15 Invaluable Lessons for Growth, in which he says, as children, our bodies grow automatically. A year goes by and we become taller, more capable of doing new things and facing new challenges. Many people carry with them a subconscious belief into adulthood that mental, spiritual, and emotional growth follows a similar pattern. The problem is that we don't improve by simply living. We have to be intentional about it. And so that's why I've chosen to be intentional about improving myself, and that's why I'm here today. Instead of sitting in the audience, I decided to bring myself on stage and face this fear of social judgment. And so I know that I'm still nowhere near as perfect. I still have a lot to improve on my public speaking, but it's okay. I've learned to kind of accept myself the way that I am, and probably think less about what other people are thinking of me. And so although today I'm still shaking, my feet are still cold, my brain's still fuzzy, my heart is like pounding. But then, you know, I've learned to accept it. It's okay. It's part of the process. And so, so today I just want to. I hope that everyone today will also be able to put our fears aside and focus on their speech and be our best today. So thank you all for coming here today.